Hoosier Deer Slayer.
All right, so welcome to the video. Glad you tuned in. You can see right here, I've got a stack of buttermilk pies. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're gonna see what it takes to go through those. I'm gonna start with 22 LR, gonna jump it up to 380. Then I'm gonna jump it to 9mm, 357 or 45, one of those two. And then finish it off with 44 Magnum if we get that far. I don't think we're gonna get that far. I think by the time we hit 357 at the very least, it's gonna go through. But we'll see. Might even put it all back together and hit it with a 44 at the end to find out. So gonna set it up here. I do have, you can see in the back there, some pickle jars. I know that's random, but hey, I figure if a bullet makes it through, pickle jars can stop it. And if you don't think that makes a whole lot of sense, I don't either. I'm just doing it. So gonna set it up, and we're gonna start with 22 LR, and we'll check each time to see how far everything goes through. First off, we have the 22 LR. We'll see how far that goes through. Gonna hit it at the top right corner. Gonna go ahead and put one more through there. All right, let's see what it did. So walking up, obviously it went through 1, 2 holes out the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's slowing down. 7, 8, oh my. This might be a short video. 9, and it stopped. Actually feels to me like it stopped in the 9th one. There is a dent, but no hole. Can this stop any of these other calibers? Well, next up, we're gonna shoot it with a 380. I have a Bursa Thunder here, and let's see, I think I'm already loaded, but let's just double check. Yep. So we're going to put a shot. I'll put bottom left corner here, and we'll see if it can stop a 380. Here we go. Quite a bit more power than that 22 LR. All right, so coming back here, massive hole out the back. Whoa, 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 okay. Bigger hole out of 2, 3, no way. 4 buttermilk pies to stop the 380. So we're gonna at the end pull those out. Hopefully, I know it'll be a mess, and we'll see what that 380 did. But moving on to 9mm. All right, so next up we have this really beautiful 2011. Technically it's a double stack 1911, but we're gonna chamber around here, put it through this bottom left, see how far it goes. Let's see, let's find out. All right, walking up on it, obviously, again, went through the first one. Man, it's opening up big, pretty fast. I think that 22 just didn't open up. It probably clogged and didn't open up, and that's why it went so far. Into the third one, massive expansion going into the fourth one. Fifth one, yep, out of the fourth and into the fifth. Into the sixth, and I think it stopped in the sixth one. Barely a hole poked in number 7, and yeah, no exit out of number 7. So 6 of these to stop a 9mm. Let's move it on up, let's say to 45 ACP. For the 45, we're going to be using my this is made by T-Sauce. In my opinion, it's a really pretty gun. Put on these red grips, but we're going to be shooting through this, and we'll see how many it goes through. For this one, I'm going to go upper left. Wow, what a blast. Let's see what it did. All right, so walking up, obviously again, oh my word, look at that hole in number 2. We are losing pie in number 3. Number 4, absolute devastation. Number 5, into number 5, out number 5 and into number 6, out number 6 and into number 7, out number 7 and into number 8, and it stopped in number 8. It looks like possibly in number 7. We'll verify that, but I guess that settles the debate as to what's better, 9mm or 45. Looks like 45 has it beat. Let's move on to the 357. For the 357, I'm going to be using this beautiful Ruger Speed 6. I picked this up a few years ago. Super privileged to have it, but we're going to put a round through these pies using this. You can always tell it's the Ruger Speed 6 when it has these rounded corners on the grip. I think it was the Security 6 had a squared off and the back sight was adjustable. But these Speed 6s are awesome. I've loved this gun. It's basically like the old school version of the GP100, but super solid gun. So let's put a round through and see how far it goes. All right, here we go. Center, but low. That was pretty low. We'll see where that landed and see how far it went through. 357, 1, oh my. This second one is just absolute devastation. I might have to move that to the back. 2, 3, same thing here, same story, devastated. 4, 5, let's see, that's through 4 and into 5. And out of 5 into 6, it's dipping really low. Out of 6 and into 7, into 8, into 9, into 10, and number 10 stopped it. Number 10 stopped it. So we have made it to 44 Magnum. I'm going to reset these. I'm going to put some of these obliterated ones in the back, put a fresh one in the front, and then we'll center punch with 44 Magnum, see what happens. All right, for the 44, we've got the Smith & Wesson Model 629 Classic. Awesome gun here. Again, picked this up a few years ago and love the trigger on this thing, but I reset all of the pies to where the fresher ones in the front, devastated ones in the back. So I know that's gonna kind of compromise our test in the sense of when it gets through those initial ones, it's gonna have basically free course to go all the way through. I would not be surprised if we lose our pickle jars in the back there, but we're gonna find out because this is science. So let's line it up. I'm gonna center punch as best as I can on these pies, and we'll see how many this goes through. Here we go. This should be quite exciting. I literally have pie all over my face. I just got splattered with pie. Was not anticipating that. I gotta clean my gun too because it literally got all over the handgun. Wow, wasn't expecting that. But let's see. Let's see what took place there. That is absolutely nasty. Now I know what Kentucky Ballistics feels like. That was just ridiculous. I kind of want to just go to the back, see what happened, but we're gonna actually check this out. So 1, 2, oh, for comparison, almost the size of my fist there. 2, I'd say that bullet expanded quite well. 3, nice shot by the way. at 2 feet. Anyway, way to brag on myself for doing nothing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I honestly don't know. It did not break the pickle jar. I think we might have a bullet in this last. I'm looking here. It went through 7, definitely went to 8, 9. Yeah, I think we caught it right here. There's a big, huge bulge. It feels like there's a bullet in there. And I'm almost positive. Yep, I can see the brass right down in there. See if I can get the sunlight just right. You can kind of see the brass there. I'll pull it out in a second. Let me get cleaned up real quick and I'll be right back. We're gonna look through all of these pies, and I know my hands are gonna become an absolutely just terrible mess, but we're gonna look through them anyway. So when I pulled them out, this was number 1 with the 44 Magnum, so it's actually the last one initially, and I believe our 44 slug is in there. Yeah, or not 44, 357. So I'm gonna pull that out really quick. And nice and mushroomed. That's pretty impressive actually, through a 357 snub nose, that it mushroomed that well. That is a very inexpensive, just CCI blazer round. Okay, so here was a pie that was basically falling apart on us, and I feel exit wounds where these 2 entrances are, so we're gonna throw that over there. Same thing here, you got the 44, and then you've got an exit wound where this other one was coming through, but I'm just gonna double check to verify. I believe that was the 357 anyway. Oh, this is so disgusting. Let's see, so we're getting towards our fresh ones where stuff was actually stopping. So I'm gonna pull this out, and oh, there's a jacket, and here's a slug of some sort. Lost its brass, mushroomed out massively. I do not know what that is. It kind of looks to me like the 380 possibly, which would make sense how small it is. So 380, I think, possibly 9mm. We're gonna peel this back and find out in just a second. And yes, oh my, wow. What a terrible, broken up mess. And I think that's the only reason this stopped, is because it looks to me like we have jacket separation with that 44. That's just the brass. We'll set that over there. And actually, while I'm looking here, I actually just found one of the 22 LRs. We'll put that over there. I'm just seeing if there's any of the rest of the bullet here beyond the jacket, because if not, that means, here it is. Never mind, found it. There is that 44 lead. Massive expansion. That's pretty impressive actually. I wish that round was more accurate. It's a pretty inaccurate round out of my gun, so I don't use it very often. So let's look in this one now. So gross. Ouch. Metal is sharp. Pretty sure there's nothing in this one but a big round hole from that 44 Magnum as it went through. Let's check this out. Truthfully, we may have lost some of our bullets as as the 44 was going through, it very well could have knocked some of the rest of them out of there. And I am keeping an eye open in case a bullet falls out in the meantime. I'm gonna check this one because this was kind of center of the pack. See if there's anything in here. I really want to find the 9mm just because, well, I would explain it to you, but I'm hoping I'd find it so you just see it. Should have been massive expansion out of that 9mm. Let's look in here and see if we happen to have it in this pie. Bummer. Doesn't look like it. At this point, if you're still with me and watching, you're probably like, what in the world is he doing? At this point, I'll be honest, it's kind of like kids with Play-Doh. I am just having a lot of fun. My hands are dirty at this point, so let's make them more dirty. This is quite disgusting though, and a little bit dangerous because these are so sharp. These packages with the pie. I'm gonna check this one because this one's pretty fresh still, and just maybe there is a bullet caught in here. I think there might be actually. Let's put that over there. No. Bummer. I was really hoping I'd find one in there. Let's see, we already looked through this one. And might as well just check any clump that's left, because I am still missing a 45 and a 9mm, which there is a chance that that 9mm is what I already found, just extremely expanded. Let's check this one now. This is so gross. Again, kudos to you if you're still watching. For some of you might find this strangely exciting. Oh, there we go. There is, let's see, I want to make sure I'm in view. There is the 45. Sweet. What a beautiful mushroom. You won't see it very well. I'll wash it up so that you can see it. But there's the 45. So I'm glad I looked through there. Let me put that over here. All right, so I was just cleaning up this mess down here, and I was putting it all over in this pile because, well, I'll show you that in a second. But as I was looking around down here, look what I found. There is the 9mm. This is a monolithic hollow point made by Norma, and massive expansion on that, probably close to 1 inch. But I'm going to set that off to the side, and we're going to get to this final stage of the test, which is this. I am actually going to step back here, and I set all of the remaining buttercream pie up here on this stool, and we are going to see what happens when I blast it. I am probably going to get coated again in buttercream pie, but again, science. Here we go. All right, here we go. Oh my word. That was ridiculous. Wow. What a energy dump. I would say that is plenty sufficient for hunting deer. Wow. I literally have, I mean, it's just like a massive pile there, all the way over to there, nothing left on the stool here. This is ridiculous. And it looks to me like it came back here and entered this 2x4. And yep, it's right inside there. Barely entered in, slowed it down enough. You can see the back of it right there inside that 2x4. Wow, that was awesome. All right, so here are the bullets that I recovered, washed off. Here's the 22, pretty basic, nothing to really see there. 380 was pretty impressive, but it stopped pretty short, and you can see how much it folded back on itself. That was a Winchester silver tip. This is a Norma monolithic hollow point. These things are crazy how much they expand, but you do lack in penetration in real life scenario. Pretty cool to find it though in that buttercream mess that was out there. 45H HST, can't beat that. It's my go-to round in most of my 45s. Just a phenomenal round, beautiful expansion. This is just a cheap CCI Blazer hollow point 357, and I am pretty impressed. It almost has the appearance of a gold dot, but I am super impressed by this bullet right here out of a snub nose. If it can do that out of a snub nose, guarantee you that would make a good hunting round out of a lever action. And then the 44 Magnum, of course, just massive expansion, shed its jacket. Probably not the best hunting round, although it could be used, I suppose, out of a handgun. I personally think if I put that out of a lever action, that's gonna fragment all over the place with the extra velocity. But pretty cool to find all of those expanded bullets right there. Well, I'm glad you stuck around to the end. I don't know about the whole messing through the buttercream pie to find the bullets thing. That was a little bit overboard even for me. But thanks for sticking around. And if you like content like this, I encourage you to subscribe, comment, pass the word along, and I'll see you next time.